Okay, right. Let's unpack this one. Last Dance with Mary Jane, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Tom Petty, and Jelly Roll. I mean,
Yeah, that list of artists, it's still kind of wild to think about, isn't it?
absolutely, like something you'd, I don't know, dream up in a fever. But here it is, a 2024 track bringing them all together.
It really is something.
So our mission here, really, in this deep dive, is to kind of get past that initial wow factor.
Yeah, to explore what this collaboration is actually saying.
Oh,
because there's definitely layers here.
For sure. And we've got a couple of good sources to help us. There's the YouTube video transcript, right, from Snoop Dogg VEVO.
Yeah, that gives us the visual side, the narrative of the video.
And then the lyrics and annotations from Genius Lyrics, which is great for digging into the words themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because we want to go deeper than just, a casual listen. There's more going on than just a party track.
No doubt. It feels like it sounds like a party track sometimes, but then there's this heavier undertone.
A definite seriousness. Especially when you think about the different generations and genres involved here.
Right. What brings these artists together on this theme? So let's start maybe with the obvious, the title.
Yeah, Last Dance with Mary Jane.
At immediate Tom Petty connection.
Can't miss it. It samples and interpolates the original, so it's very direct. And with that comes the classic double meaning.
Mary Jane, the woman.
And, marijuana.
Right. That ambiguity was huge in Petty's songs.
And it's absolutely central here, too. It's interesting, though, how that plays out with these different artists, different eras.
Definitely. And then there's that line in the chorus that keeps repeating, one more time to kill the pain.
Oof. Yeah, that line really stands out.
It does. And it makes you wonder, okay, what pain is it? Is it physical, emotional, something else?
It immediately adds this almost somber layer, doesn't it? Even when the beat feels kind of upbeat.
Totally. So, what kind of pain are they talking about? Any initial thoughts?
Well, if we look at Snoop's verse, where he kicks things off, it's almost like an origin story.
Yeah.
He mentions being, 5 years old? Taking my first puff.
5. Wow. And he calls it love at first light.
Exactly. It's presented as this, really early, really deep connection, almost romanticized.
He does use that kind of language. Fell in love the first night. Even the advice from his uncle, don't rush, this could be your first crush. It sounds so innocent.
Does it? It sets up this idea of a long-term relationship that started way back, maybe a bit naively.
But then it shifts. Just a few lines later, you get these flashes of something much harder.
Yeah, the lines like serving fiends.
Right, and avoiding them fucking pandas in my rearview mirror. Which, pandas usually means police cars.
So suddenly you've got hints of, crime, dealing, avoiding law enforcement. It's a sharp contrast to that first crush vibe.
It really is. It makes you think, okay, maybe this long relationship with Mary Jane, maybe it's also been tied up in navigating that tougher side of life.
That seems plausible. A way to cope, maybe? And then that line, she got a lot of fans and they always harassing us.
Yeah, what do you make of that? Is that about fame, the public eye?
Could be. The pressures of fame, absolutely. Or maybe it's also about the demands of the substance itself, the downsides, the constant presence, the potential trouble it brings.
Interesting take. It definitely sets a more complicated stage for that idea of a last dance.
And just as we're settling into Snoop's sort of nostalgic, slightly shadowed story, boom, the music video transcript throws us a major curveball.
Oh yeah, that whole section with the muffled voices.
Talking about alveoli.
Yeah.
Which, they mean alveoli, the air sacs in the lungs.
Right, and suddenly it's not nostalgic at all. It's a doctor's office.
A very blunt doctor showing images, comparing a healthy lung to one that resembles charcoal.
It's stark, and the warning is just right there.
Yeah.
If you keep smoking weed, you're gonna die.
No ambiguity there.
None. And the transcript mentions the music shifts too. Gets heavy, ominous.
Yeah, right as Tom Petty's voice comes in from the original sample. It's a really powerful juxtaposition.
You've got the lyrics, which still have that comforting Mary Jane idea, alongside this brutal visual health warning.
It forces you, the listener, the viewer, to confront the potential consequences. The dark side of that relationship Snoop maybe started so innocently.
It definitely reframes that kill the pain line too. Maybe the pain is also literal physical damage.
It could be part of it, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then Jelly Roll enters.
And his perspective is completely different again.
Oh yeah, much more overtly troubled from the get-go. I've seen some things in my life, it feels like raging inside.
Right, there's no nostalgia coding on his part. It feels very immediate, very raw. How might, someone connect with that portrayal if they've had struggle?
Well, I think it would resonate strongly. His verse feels like it's coming from the middle of a fight. He says, "This time I'm changing my mind. I'm saying goodbye to the dangerous side."
That's a clear statement. And the metaphor, burning the bridge, that sounds pretty final.
He wants it to be final, but then he immediately follows up with, "I tried to walk away, but I'm stumbling. Whole world crumbling."
Which is just so honest, right? It shows how incredibly hard it is to actually break free, even when you want to.
Exactly. The intention is there, the declaration, but the struggle is real and ongoing.
And he links it directly back. She, meaning Mary Jane, sparked this epiphany. So the very thing he's trying to leave is what made him realize he needed to.
It's complex. And when he joins in on the chorus, that last dance feels heavier coming from him.
Yeah, Snoop's delivery is maybe more laid back, almost reflective, but Jelly Roll.
When he says, "This is my last dance, and I feel it coming," it feels urgent, definitive, like he's trying to convince himself as much as anyone else.
So you've got these multiple viewpoints all swirling around the same theme.
Exactly. Snoop's long-term, kind of complicated nostalgia. Jelly Roll's active, painful struggle for change.
And then the video overlaying it all with this stark, undeniable health risk.
It adds up to show Mary Jane as this really multifaceted thing. A coping mechanism, for sure.
Coping with what, though? We mentioned the pain. Maybe Snoop's fame, his past?
Jelly Roll's internal raging.
Yeah.
It seems to be a way to manage something difficult for both of them, just in different ways.
And bringing these artists together, different generations, different sounds to talk about this, it kind of highlights how universal or at least widespread this theme is, doesn't it?
I think so. And it's telling that Snoop, according to the Genius annotations, felt Jelly Roll was the perfect fit.
Oh, yeah.
Said they tried others, but Jelly Roll brought the right emotional weight, the right perspective for that part of the story.
That makes total sense. It feels like a deliberate choice to showcase that specific struggle.
Definitely. And then the way the video wraps up, or doesn't quite wrap up.
Right, back in the doctor's office.
Yeah.
Jelly Roll's reaction.
Pure defiance at first. Fuck this doctor's office. Straight bullshit, man.
It feels very real, that denial, that anger when you're confronted with something you don't want to hear.
Totally relatable human reaction.
And even when he gets offered, a pill, presumably something to help him quit or manage.
Yeah, hey, Koo, take one of these. And the instruction, call me in the morning. There's still that resistance.
In those final lines, he says, "I think I'm all right." He says it twice.
I think I'm all right. It's so ambiguous.
It really is. What are we supposed to take from that? Is he all right? Does he even believe he's all right?
Exactly. It leaves you hanging. Is this last dance really the last one? Or is the struggle just too hard? Is denial winning out?
So, okay, the main takeaway here isn't just, hey, cool song sampling Tom Petty.
Not at all. It's way more complex. It's this exploration of these really deep-seated, sometimes destructive relationships people have with substances.
Yeah, shown through these different lenses. Snoop's long history, Jelly Roll's urgent fight.
And the unavoidable reality check from the doctor in the video. Different stages, different perspectives on the same core issue.
So a final thought maybe for you listening. When you hear Last Dance with Mary Jane again or watch that video, think about what that last dance really signified.
Yeah. Is it celebration? Is it a genuinely painful goodbye? Or is it maybe denial? A moment before the cycle continues.
That ambiguity, especially at the end, it really makes you think about how hard letting go can actually be.
Definitely. It's not a simple party anthem, that's for sure. There's a lot under the surface.
Gives you plenty to chew on next time it comes up. We really encourage you, go back, listen again, watch the video with all this in mind.
You might find it hits differently.